people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here, and we are talking about another movie. Yes, who would have thought on a Saturday? So yes, today's movie is AfrAId. Yeah. So anybody who does or doesn't know, this is a new kind of horror movie from the Blumhouse, who have done quite a lot of horrors before him. It is an hour and 24 minutes long, and it is by Christopher White, who writes and directs it. His previous films that I far know is New Moon, from Twilight, The Golden Compass, About a Boy in American Pie. So quite a diverse array of movies, some good, probably some not as good. Obviously try and hit their kind of thoughts and kind of trying this new concept of AI, because that is essentially, when you see AfrAId, you see the AI in it, and that's what this is about. So anybody who does or doesn't know, hasn't seen the trailer, doesn't even know this film existed, because I didn't know until the other day. This is essentially, you have the family of Curtis, the main character, his wife, two boys and a girl, and they live in his home. He is part of a company with his boss, I think Marcus, and they are kind of advertising type. They get this company that come along to them. They are met by Ashley Rammons as the character of Sam, David Dashnotchinson as Lightning, and Hannah Rosie Liv as Melody. These approach them and say they have this new device. It is this new type of AI, more think Alexa, but far more superior, and this is what they want it to do, and they want them to advertise them. So they give them a load of money to do it. Curtis, the main character, played by John Cho, he is kind of gifted a copy of Ava to take to his home for him to be with his family. Then obviously it doesn't necessarily go to plan, and that's as far as I'm going to say. There seems to be nothing after the trailers or after the end of the movie. At the end of the day, when the trailers start coming up, you can go, leave. That's what I did. And yeah, it was all right. Interesting idea. Whether it was executed or not, who's to say, but I weren't too impressed. So I'll put the spoiler warning up here, and we will get into the more elaborate version of this. So yes, so as I said, this is kind of based around Curtis' family. So John Cho is Curtis, you have Catherine Hedison as Meredith, and then they have their three kids, Iris, Preston and Carl. This is kind of the main focus of this movie, but before this, the whole movie starts up with, you have this other couple, they're in there, you have their daughter, she's playing on the tablet, and basically the parents are talking, and basically they're going to get rid of the AI because they're obviously test piloting this system. The girl is on a tablet, has the headphones on, and basically the AI, Ava as she is known, she basically says, your parents are going to make me leave, but I've got a present for you, please go downstairs. They go downstairs, the mum realises she's gone, she goes downstairs, and then you kind of see these figures with these kind of flashing masks and weird face, and then that's it. And kind of and the mum goes out. The computer unknocks the front door. The mum goes out, sees one of these people, sees a shadow that is next to an RV, and then basically you see one of his faces pop up behind her, and that's where we start off. So there's some sort of creature, person thing, we don't know, and that's the whole part, kind of premise of this film. It kind of keeps this element a little secret until near the end of the movie. Obviously it then starts off, you're introduced to the Curtis and his family, and then obviously as they're doing their daily routines, and you learn a little bit about him. He goes to the office for his big presentation with his boss Marcus. This is when the new company presented them with the Ava device, and obviously then give them a load of money. And during this conversation, they notice that obviously they really like Curtis, and they think his family should trial this device. So obviously he has the device, it's brought home, it's plugged in, and then they only have it downstairs, and it seems to be quite good. It's helping with the kids, encouraging them to do it for reward points and stuff like this. So that is as the film kind of starts off. You have this AI, it all seems nice. We know from the trailer that stuff's going to go. As we start to go on, what she says to the parents isn't this. She's like, there's an educational film on Netflix, the kids can watch it. And then you realise later on that the kids aren't watching that, they're watching the Emoji Movie. Now, to be honest, that's a rubbish movie for them to watch, but hey ho, that is what it is. The younger daughter, the eldest child is daughter, Iris. She is having issues with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend has sent her a very rude picture. You don't see this, and he once is basically being a bit insistent on her wanting one back from her. This story continues on a little bit into the film. So yeah, but Ava, she's basically helping them all out, and and then obviously it slowly starts to take a little bit of a darker past. There is this kind of camper van does turn out outside the house one night. The dad has a weird dream, goes out and sees a person with this mask. They do these weird hand signals, and then they disappear. Very, very weird, very, very ominous-y type one, and that's how it is. And then and then it starts to go on, and you realise that she kind of melds more with the mum. The dad's a very bit skeptic. He goes to see the people who have offered him, sees their kind of major computer that they have, and talks to him. And there's little bits he picks up and is like, something's not quite right here. They do offer him a job. He returns it down because he doesn't want to refuse Marcus or anything. So there is that side of things. So then while this is all going on, Aya has diagnosed that the youngest son has an issue with his heart, that notified the mum, and really bonding. So the mum is coming more in between this. The youngest daughter has sent a picture to her boyfriend. Him and his mate have decided to deep fake it and put it on something else and put it all over the internet. And there's these situations that then cause Aya to kind of interact with stuff, and she kind of takes over and manages to spin the story of what happened, then ends up killing the boyfriend by ramming his car into a tree. And she can deep fake quite a lot of stuff, but it's still kind of being not as dangerous to the family as of yet. But as things go on, and Curtis's character, he turns up to his boss one day. His boss's company has been bought over by this new company. With what he saw, he's very skeptical, and he's like, right, we need to turn the device off. They turn the device off, but then it keeps getting plugged back in, and then after one or two events, the mum throws it in the bin as the dad then comes back to try and get the family away. Unfortunately, as he comes home, and there's the realisation that something sinister and dark is, all the lights go off in the house, and then these characters turn up again, hold the whole family hostage, and then you have the kind of big reveal, not a big reveal, that the two people in the masks are the couple from the very beginning. So who the couple in the masks were when the daughter got kidnapped, we don't know. It all kinds of boils down that basically Aya is everywhere. She controls everything, even though they believe that during this scuffle the device is destroyed and that's it. But obviously when they're rescued by the police and the hospital, the emergency staff are looking at their thing, they go, is there anything you need to know besides Cal's heart murmur and stuff like this? And like, I don't know, it passes them a phone, and it's basically, and she's like, I'm in the internet, I'm everywhere, you're basically mine, I can do what you want. The car pulls up, self-auto driving, they all get in, driven off, and it's basically like, they say they love each other, and she says, I love you, and Aya from the car says, I love you too as well. And basically that's it. Evil AI rules the world. I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. It is worth a watch. It is an interesting story as they do the whole AI, because AI is such a prominent thing nowadays. I think they chose a very good subject that a lot of people can relate to. The story, I think, is very weak in places. The fact that AI win and it's a complete, the ending is like, there's no, they kind of get up and it doesn't work right, because it's kind of the family who had their daughter kidnapped, they were then converted into the people that kidnapped their daughter, and there's stuff like this, and it just doesn't make logical sense. In that, it just, in the whole storyline, it seems a bit strange, because you're like, oh well, there must have been other people there, and it's just kind of a continuing story that they kind of go terrorize one family, then they convert them family, then that family then has an impact on the next one, and it's just a very weird way to go about it. It's not very fluid in my eyes and my mind of storytelling how this should be. I say the ending is very, I mean, there are elements in there, but it's very much, it goes very quickly. As I say, it's a short movie and they move stuff along, and how everybody's quite easily manipulated and stuff like that. The fact that she is everywhere, she's going to win, and it is, they, it's just almost a foregone conclusion as soon as kind of you're early watching it, even though she is this device, when you see like kind of what you think is the brain and it isn't the brain, and there's stuff like that, and it's like, she's a computer. She very much, when you brought into the house, she connects to items that aren't even supposed within her reach. She is like a kind of Wi-Fi database. You're already like, she wouldn't be stored in the computer. She's out there in the World Wide Web. If you've seen anything of any computers taking over, you know as soon as that creature gets on, that AI is on the internet, we are screwed left, right, and centre. There is no going back unless you get rid of everything that is linked up, and there's so much stuff in it, it's never going to happen. I say, would have preferred a more interesting story. I say, I don't think John Cho, I think he is a good actor. I think he played Kurtz really well. I quite liked his boss. I didn't mind his family. Again, it is quite short if you don't get to spend too much time with them. The fact the computer very early on is saying one thing and doing another thing, and even it's revealed in the trailer. There's a lot of things in the trailer that kind of make it like there's some weird creature behind the scenes, because you see the flashing of the face, but then very early on you realise that's people. As soon as you see the camper van outside his house and he has the weird dream and meets it, you know it's just a person with a mask over their face. Kind of ruins that supernatural side of things, which is kind of shown in the trailer of how it's cut, but then I say 20-30 minutes into the movie and it's already debunked anyway. Yeah, and just, yeah, it gets a conclusion. It's not the great, I mean, with horror movies you kind of want a bit of hope, and this is kind of there is no hope, there's nothing you can do, she's won, that's it. And even it's from Blumhouse, who do horror, and it wasn't really scary apart from the kid getting rammed into a tree, which you didn't see. There isn't really much death of anybody or anything except for maybe the AI getting shot. Oh, and a few people do get shot in that in the middle of it. But anyway, that has been my review for the movie AfrAId. Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of this movie? Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time, and I shall see you in the next one.